this button would do was shock the participants if they decided to press it. So they had nothing to do there but just be bored and experience their own thoughts. But what was surprising to see that was a lot of participants still decided to press that button. And this was after the fact that they were told that they would be paid money if they avoided pressing that button. Nearly 25% of the women and 67% of the men chose to rather feel rather experience pain than just be bored. But why is this? Why would they rather feel pain than just be bored? Why does feeling bored feel so unpleasant? Why do we all avoid being bored? Good morning, respected jury members, members of the staff and my fellow friends. Today, I, Harjot Singh, am here to talk about boredom and to answer all these questions. So first, let's start with what boredom is. Boredom is not when you have absolutely nothing to do, but when all the options available to you don't appeal to you. You're in a kind of mindset where you lack concentration, feel restless, or just feel lethargic. But why do we not like being in this state of mind? This is because when you're bored, when you start thinking. But thinking is unpleasant because thinking requires effort. I personally avoided being bored for the longest time. Whenever I had nothing to do, I would just listen to music and songs to avoid being in a situation where I had to think. But one day, because of a blackout, I was forced out of my comfort zone. I had to just sit down and do nothing. And to be honest, it wasn't fun. So I started thinking about things that I could do, but to no avail. So I had to give up. I had to just let my mind do its thing and wander in its own thoughts. But what happened was I started thinking about myself, what I was doing in life, and I realized that I wasn't being productive enough. I realized that I didn't have a goal and a direction to go in. So I started thinking about my own hobbies and interests, which helped me reach a decision, which, to be honest, was the best decision I've ever made. But how did I reach that point? What helped me make that decision? To understand this, first let's see how thinking works. So two parts of our mind comes into play here. The first is a conscious mind. This is the voice in our head which is able to follow instructions and perform tasks. For example, if I was asked a question like, what's 13 times 7? My conscious mind would go like, can I just not use a calculator? No? Then I'll start thinking over it. Even though it may be a slow and long process, but clearly go over it and make sure I don't make any errors. On the other hand, the other part is the subconscious mind, which does things without you, the conscious mind, knowing. For example, some text suddenly appears in front of you. You read it even before you decide whether you want to read it or not. Or when you're asked questions like this. You go to a store and you bought a ball and a bat for 110 rupees. If the bat costs 100 rupees more than the ball, how much would the ball cost? Now most people would say 10 rupees, but that, if you just think about it, if the ball costs 10 rupees, the bat would cost 110, which would make the total 120 rupees. The correct answer is 5 rupees. Now we don't answer this wrong because we are stupid or anything. It's just because how our brain has evolved to function. Our conscious mind can only hold 4 to 5 normal thoughts at once. So what it does is passes on its tasks to the subconscious mind. But this requires it to actively and effortfully perform the task over time. Like how we first learn how to tie our shoelaces. Similarly, when we ask questions like these, which seem simple, we just say the first thing that comes to our mind without consciously thinking whether it's right or wrong. And in our modern world, we really have time or are we willing to put in the effort to learn new tasks. So our conscious mind spends most of the day just idling around and we mostly depend just on a subconscious. But just like a physical body, our mind also needs to exercise to remain healthy and fit. We can't just let our conscious mind leisure around every day and lose its thinking capacity like how we lose our muscles if we just don't use them for a long time. But how do we exercise our mind? In my opinion, the simplest and the best option is just to be bored. When you're bored, your mind wanders in its thoughts. It thinks about things it usually doesn't and let your mind think about stuff and exercise. Boredom also helps a person become more creative. In another experiment conducted, participants were placed in different groups, and each group was given a random boring task. They were later given a plastic cup and asked to be creative with it. It was seen that the people that performed the most boring tasks came up with the most creative ideas and solutions. This is because when a person is bored, they start to think about things in different ways, to think out of the box, which also helps in the overall development of the mind. Boredom also acts as an indicator to your current mood. It tells you that, and it warns you that you're not doing what you want to be doing, and it spurs you into action when you feel tired, sluggish, or just disinterested. But nowadays, it's easier than ever to avoid being bored. Whenever we are waiting for something on the red light, or while we are standing on light, or just before going to bed, we pull out our phone and just browse through our notifications and read the current news headlines or articles, or we just go through our social media apps. We don't spare a single minute for just thinking and relaxing. In fact, less than 17% of people spend time on just thinking and relaxing on their daily lives. And this number, in my opinion, will go down by a lot in the future. This practice doesn't just affect the development of your mind. It also, because boredom is also necessary for you to set goals. Because when a person is bored, he thinks about what he's doing in life, what his present is, and what he wants to do in the future. He thinks about his goals and direction in life. But not giving time for boredom and for thinking deprive this from a person. I personally experienced this when I was in school. The students around me didn't have any idea what they wanted to do later in life. They would either just go on a path set by their parents or just go with the flow. Only a very few had a general idea what they wanted to do. In my opinion, this was because as students, we didn't have much time for just thinking. We just spend most of our time on either just academics or sports or just on our phones and laptops. We didn't have any time to think about our future. And this is all because of a single reason. So every time you're waiting for something, you have a decision to make. Pull out your phone for a few minutes or seconds, or just be bored. Experience only but your thoughts. Remember, choosing to pull out your phone makes you the real-world example of someone choosing to shock themselves in order to avoid the unpleasantness of being bored. But in your case, the pain goes much, much deeper, to the very essence of who you are and who you will become. Thank you.